Hello, girls. Welcome to today's episode. Very interesting conversation we're going to have today. Are you ready? Okay, so 6 signs that you are currently falling into the comparison trap and how you can come out of it. As Queen Mother, you know I want you to be fine. And one of the things that will affect your overall well-being is this thing called comparison. Before we go ahead, have you shared? Have you liked? Have you subscribed? Have you told your friends to come and join us in this really amazing weekly talk show with Auntie Etima and her girls like you? Yes, you, and you. I think that today we should welcome our mommies to join us in this conversation. What do you think? Because the issue of comparison is for everybody, including myself. Okay, so what does it mean to compare or to be compared with someone else? What is comparison? Comparison is simply when you look at someone, you're measuring the person, you're analyzing the person, you are checking the person against yourself, side by side, just like these two bottles. Same height, same style, different colors. And you are checking, how is it? Is this prettier than me? Is this smarter than me? Is this better than me? When you're making all those kinds of phrases, it makes you feel less, okay? So you're judging the person's achievement, you're using them as a ruler to judge your own worth, okay? Look, it's normal for you to notice differences, like in these two bottles. But when you start to say that I am less because this is more, that's where comparison comes in. It is when you say, I'm less valuable, I'm less important, I'm not as good at, that is when the trouble comes. And I call it the comparison trap. Now, this trap often makes us focus on what we think we lack, what we don't have, instead of us to appreciate, instead of us to celebrate our uniqueness, our strengths, our qualities. Look, even if there is only one difference between these two bottles, which is the color, trust me, that is enough. Comparison is actually a trap. Do you know why? Because it never ends. So it just goes on and on and on and on. Why? There will always be somebody prettier than you, smarter than you, wealthier than you, and sometimes even more talented than you. So if you keep comparing yourself, you will never get satisfied. I love pink. My best friend loves red. Right? Now, do you also know that comparison distracts you from your journey? Because now, you're not looking at developing yourself, you're not looking at becoming better, you're just looking at the end result of the other person. Do you know that there is even a time factor when it comes to our lives? People achieve things at different stages and times and seasons of their lives. Comparison is a trap because it makes you constantly lower your esteem. Constantly, because you're always measuring, you're always checking. Comparison is a trap because it will make you become jealous and bitter for nothing, for no reason. You become resentful, you become insecure, you even become unhappy. There are some people, when you see them when others are celebrating, it's like they are sad, they are mourning. When you try to check, when you try to probe what's going on with them, they can't really tell you anything. They just say nothing, I'm fine. It's the comparison trap dealing with them. Okay, so maybe somebody's saying, oh, Queen Mother, Auntie Etima, so why do people really compare themselves? Actually, it's natural. I have to say so. There was a time in my life where I would look at my friends. I remember, let me share this story. So I finished secondary school in 1998. And it's very funny because I couldn't get into school for some strange reason. Me who was very good in school with maths. Maths was one of my favorite subjects. I even won a scholarship and an award for maths. You know, maths was my best subject. All of a sudden, in high school, I couldn't go through maths. Maths dealt with me. Maths showed me pepper. So I was at home 1998. I was at home 1999. I was at home 2000. Hey! Do you know that by the time I was going to get into school, my seatmate, my classmate, in fact, my seatmate, shout out to her, Barrister Jamila, she was in third year. My friend Lade Ghana was in third year. They were in a very prestigious university, and here was I, still trying to get admission. Like, what is going on? And I felt like me, I was more intelligent, I was more spiritual, I was more well behaved, I was more this. I just kept comparing myself, you know, and I kept saying things like my mates. I use the phrase my mates. Do you know where my mates are? Do you know what my mates are doing? I use this so much until the Lord delivered me. And I hope that the Lord will deliver you today after this conversation. Okay, so it's natural, but you must be very conscious of it. When I started to work on my journey, on myself, I became more conscious. And you know, I look back at my classmates, my mates, and I see that we have all achieved different things at different times. So for example, I would get married before most of my mates who had finished school before me. I would have children before them. They finished school before me. But guess what? Right now, all of us are married. All of us have finished school. All of us have children. All of us are blessed by the Lord. So why? You just need to be conscious. Then we have parents who also teach us how to compare without knowing, unintentionally. They say, can't you see your sister? Can't you see your sister? If you're a twin, I know you hear this a lot. Even if you have older or younger ones, your sister this, your sister that, your brother this, your brother that. I know that somebody in the comments is currently pinching and mom to say, Mommy, are you hearing what Adetima is saying? I get it. Sometimes our parents don't mean harm, actually. Sometimes our mentors, our teachers don't mean harm when they compare us. They just want us to be better. So that is why actually some of us, you know, begin to or learn how to compare ourselves. But that's not good. That's not to say that it is right. Okay, so if you're a parent watching me, you need to stop right this fraction of a minute. Stop comparing my girls, will you? Thank you. Okay, so social media is not helping us. Snapchat, TikTok, etc. You know, they give you this vibe like these people's lives are so perfect. They've got everything covered. They got no problems. They are okay. They are all right. It's not true. Some of them don't have admission yet. So one day we were talking about something about social media in church. We're having a talk show, and one of the girls that I was interviewing said that a particular TikTok star celebrity was in her school. Her school is one normal, you'd call it almost like a village-like kind of school. And when she called the name of the celebrity, everybody screamed. Like, this girl is schooling in Nasarawa State. Nasarawa State is one of the states that maybe if you're living abroad, you've never heard of. You might have heard of Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, but I don't think you've heard of Nasarawa. The girl is in that school. And all the teenagers were like, really? We thought she was schooling in the UK. She thought she was schooling in America. Schooling in Nasarawa State. So just in case you're here and you're comparing yourself with people that you see online, be it known unto you that it is not what you think it is. So calm down, right? Somebody writes in the comments, I'm going to be calm going forward. Alrighty, so let's go straight to the main gist for the day, which is 6 signs, 6 ways that you're going to know, and you're going to tell yourself the truth, which is what I always preach. Be quick to tell yourself the truth, no matter how hard it is. Tell yourself that, oh, I'm actually in this trap. This comparison trap, I am inside it. There's 6 ways that girls compare themselves. Can you guess what the first one is? You got it right. Physical appearance, looks, body image. Do you remember the edition The first set of editions we had in the heart-to-heart conversation, where I talked about 3 parts of my body I did not like. You need to scroll back up and find that conversation. It was amazing. I also had that issue. They are taller than me. They are fairer than me. They are finer than me. They are bigger than me. They are more shapy than me. You see all those things? It's a comparison trap. Prettier than, you wish you had her body, her kind of skin, her kind of hair, her kind of legs, like me who wanted straight legs, but I had bow legs. It's the same thing. And you know, this thing comes from scrolling on social media. It comes from you admiring your, your celebrities. You just look at them and like, oh my God, she's so pretty. Oh, you want to faint. Calm down. It also comes from school. When you notice that a friend is looking so beautiful, well-made, neat, smelling fresh, fine, everything, you just be like, I'm not even good enough. So that's one way that you are in the comparison trap. The second way that you're in the comparison trap is your academic performance, intelligence quotient. You see that, oh, she's always taking the prizes. She's smarter than me. I never get good grades. She's always on top. Even when somebody said to me, Tetima, this girl is always coming first in my class, even when she doesn't read. Tetima, I read more than her. I read more than her. I'm always reading. She's always gisting. But yet, she's doing better than me. And then you start saying things like, oh, she's so gifted in math. Like, she's good. Like Tetima, she's so gifted in math. These things come from when you hear your teachers, for example, praising that classmate of yours for the academic achievement. Some teachers say, hey, the way they'll praise, this girl is so good. In fact, she's doing better than I did as a child. All those things. And then you also see you also see some of your peers or some of these very smart people. You see that even when others are struggling, they are gliding. What's the hardest subject for you right now? Maybe maths, maybe biology, chemistry, agri, English. You're struggling seriously, but yet this girl is just gliding, and you just be like, God, why can't I be like her? Okay, number 3 is social status and popularity. One day I was talking to 2 of my girls, my mentees, and I was saying, why is it that you girls like to be friends with the popular jingles in your school? And they were like, because it's really cool to be their friends, like their energy is giving, etc. They've got the steez, they're intentional, a lot of demure kind of thing. Calm down. She has so many friends you don't have. Everybody likes her more than you, right? You're not as outgoing, as outspoken, and as confident as her, right? You start to compare yourself pink to red. These things come from when you observe, you see someone else is the center of attention and attraction. I remember my friend from secondary school. She was our social prefect. She was just that cool person. She was the one that would bring the gist. Everybody wanted to be around her and everything. So I understand that some people will feel less around her. She's not trying to make them feel less. She's being herself, which is why you must learn to be yourself, my darling. The person you're comparing yourself with is not even noticing you, unfortunately. Now, there's also where you observe that this person is just effortlessly able to make friends with people. She goes into a new setting, she fits in. I remember again, this same friend of mine, when we go to the boys' school, remember I have shared in previous episodes that I went to Air Force Girls Military School. We had the Air Force Boys. It was called the Air Force Military School. It's still on till date. When we go to the boys' school, normally girls will be feeling, this kind, the boys are around kind of thing. But this girl, this my friend, or this our classmate, she was very free. She'll just go to the boys, she'll talk with them. She was just so confident. Now, if we were not as confident as her, and we were not aware, we begin to compare ourselves one to another, as the Bible puts it. So you need to be careful. You need to watch out for popularity and social status. Number 4 would be talent and skills, where you're saying things like, she's more talented than I am, she can bake. Okay, so recently I met a girl, she can bake, she can cook, she can do crochet, she can make hair, she can, like, everything with her hands. She's not a girl, she's actually in her 40s, a friend of mine, a distant friend. And I said to her, you're so gifted with your hands, but I'm so gifted with my head. And we had a good laugh. We gave ourselves high five. And she goes like, exactly. I don't know how to sit and think and create all these things you do. And Tetima, please, 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 I'm all right like this. That's it. So we are all talented. I have this resource that I created about the resourceful teenager, where I talked about hand, head skills. Some people are gifted with their hands. Some people are gifted with their head, with their hands. Some are gifted with all parts of their body, with their hearts. That's the third one. Some are gifted with their hearts. They have a lot of, things that come up from their inside. Hand, heart, head. I heard this from Coach Wendy. Alrighty, so you're saying things like, oh, she's so good with sport. Hey, she can play every instrument. You know those kind of people? She's very crafty, like she's good at craft. Why can't I be as good as that? These kind of things will not make you look at your own uniqueness, because you're constantly watching for their own performance. Yes. And it's worse when you watch talent hunt shows. I used to love to listen to Nigerian Idol, Martina Dance Hall. When they are dancing Martina Dance Hall those days, I'll be like, how can they dance like this? Atetiwa cannot dance. Calm down. I can't dance like them. They cannot talk like me. Everybody's okay. Okay, when you start to look at people's projects, creative projects, when you start to look at other people's achievements, things that they have accomplished, things that they have sat down and worked hard and created, you just sit down in front of your screen and you're comparing yourself. Do you know where they are coming from and where they are going to? Number 5 will be family background and lifestyle. You're looking at, oh, they're so wealthy, they're so rich, they go abroad every summer. Look at the kind of things that she brings to school. Her car is so beautiful. Her daddy, her mommy, they dress so well, so nicely. You're constantly comparing yourself. They wear designers. That's why some girls are killing themselves because of designer clothes. Calm down, my darling. My darling daughter, calm down. You hear of their plans and some girls can brag, sha. Is there anybody that has a friend that can brag? Hey, see where we went to? Look at our pictures. In fact, do you know where we live? Hey, do you know where we drove? Do you know who we saw? And you're just going like, God, where will it be me? Where will it be me, Lord? I want to be like her. I want to go there like her. I want to see her. Calm down. So, when you hear about these things, when you hear of maybe even the fact that in your friend's family, they are allowed to do so many things. That's another reason why some of us envy in this regard. In your friend's house, your parents have said you can't have a phone till you are 18. In your friend's house, she's 12, but she has a phone. Yeah, she's even 8 and has a phone. 10 and has a phone, and you go like, I hate this home. Why can't I be like Daniela's house? She's allowed to watch screen anytime she likes. She's allowed to sleep when she wants. She's allowed to go wherever she wants to go. Calm down. Your parents have a reason why they are bringing you up in the way that they are doing. Eventually you will see it. I remember those days when we come back from long holidays, and then some people will be gisting throughout this holiday, went to party, went to club, went to this, went to that. Some of them were my seniors, some my juniors, some my peers. But now time is telling. Just some of those girls that we don't know where they are again. We have lost touch because it looks like they are imbalanced. It looks like something is missing. Like they didn't set priorities right. There is a time for everything, the Bible says. Now is a time for you to grow. Now is a time for you to become better. Now is the time for you to develop yourself. Can you please focus? Alrighty, so let's go to number 6. Number 6 would be relationship status and attention from boys, aka the boy crazy girls. They come, you know, around you, and you look at them and say, why can't I just get this attention like her? Look at the way the boys are always flocking around her. She has a bobo I don't have. What is wrong with me? Am I this ugly? Am I not good enough? Why is everybody not liking me the way they are liking her? Nobody writes me any note. Nobody sends me any messages. Nobody even invites me for their events. These things come from gist. When you are hearing what happened, you were left out. Sometimes it was even a mistake, you were left out, but no, you will take it personally. When you see a friend or a classmate, she and her bobo, after, when it's time for prep, they'll go and prep together. When it's time to go to class, they'll go to class together. When it's time to together, you'll now be saying, hey, woe is me. Woe is me, I do not have anyone. Woe is me. You are very all right. In fact, you are already blessed by the Lord. So I need you to calm down and join me as I share with you what you can do to come out of the comparison trap. Number one, of course, you know, affirm yourself, your uniqueness. Just like the way my friend, I said to my friend said, we were talking, I said, oh, you're so good at things with your hand. But I also acknowledged that I am good with my head. So always write down, you know, features about yourself that you love and say it to yourself every day. I hope you're still using your mind tonic. It is very, very important. Then, of course, take care of social media. Make sure that you're constantly limiting your exposure, because those things are not real. Do a social media detox. If you are old enough and you have the social media, please cut off gradually. Okay, be self-compassionate. Look at yourself with compassion. When you see yourself comparing, just catch yourself and say, no, I'm as beautifully and wonderfully made as God planned it to be. Make sure you do body positivity activities, like when you and your friend can play a compliment swap. Okay, where you're exchanging compliments about each other. You know, you're so beautiful, you're so fine, you're so tall, you're so light skinned, you're so beautiful, you're so, you know, your hair is so long. So it's like, instead of doing that other one, what's that one called? That one that you will be abusing yourself. Why don't you replace it with what I call the compliment swap, or what it's called? Okay, so write it in the comments. I'm going to do a compliment swap game with my friends tomorrow or on Monday or soon. You can also do a body appreciation list where you're writing down parts of your body that you love and why you love them. You need to also check for your classmates that are doing very well. Instead of envying them, can you partner with them? Can you make them your buddies? BUDDY. Make body up with them, pally up with these people, so that you can start studying together. Then make sure that you set goals for yourself. Some of us are not doing well because we got no goals. Continue to pursue personal growth rather than competition. Encourage yourself. Always say to yourself, progress over perfection. Write it in the comments. Progress over perfection. The aim is to keep improving, to keep growing, instead of competing and comparing. Okay, what else can you do if you find out that you're not the popular jingle? You need to start creating a gratitude checklist where you are writing down your friends. Your friends don't have to be 100 or 1,000. Even if you have 1, 2, or 3 friends, always be grateful for them. List the qualities that they have. This, my friend, is so dependable, so loyal, so generous, so kind, so caring. Be grateful for them. Okay, make sure that they also do the same thing for you. Of course, it's normal. Immediately you start to appreciate others, they're going to appreciate you. Then be you. Focus on friendships that are not fake. Some of us have fake friends. Like, you girls just came together because maybe you feel your parents have money. So it's like, we're the rich kids. Those are, for me, they are fake. A lot of times they are fake because your friendship is not based on authenticity. It's something. And so what if the friend, her father loses his job, what happens? Does that mean your friendship is going to come crumbling? No, no. Okay, so in the process, keep building your confidence. I always say to you, especially if you're in the girls' home, and shout out to all my queen daughters in the girls' home. I always say to you that building your confidence is your job, strictly your job, your responsibility. Your parents can only try, like registering you is a way of them helping you, but it's your job to ensure that your confidence is constantly growing. Now, if you have struggles with comparing yourself with your friend, especially because of their talents and skills, then you need to look at yourself and begin to do what we call skill journaling. Write down the things you're good at, the ones you are working on, the ones you hope to have, how far you have come, where you are going, and where you are right now. Keep learning. As you are learning, keep celebrating your small wins. Keep finding your passion. Keep honing your skills. Keep harvesting those things inside of us. The Bible says that God gave talent 5, 2, and 1. And I always say that everybody has something. Nobody has nothing. At least you have one thing. So when a girl sends me a message and says, Tetima, I don't feel I have any talent, I say, that's a lie of the devil. Everybody has something, at least one thing. Nobody has nothing. So what is that your one thing that you have? Can you use it very well? Yes, right now. Can you begin to acknowledge it and use it so much so that it will announce you to the world? Just yesterday, I heard about a young man who is a weightlifter. That's his career. And he's doing Olympics, he's representing the nation he lives in just by lifting weight. Yes, weight, heavy weight. That's all. So he doesn't have to have 5 talents like the one with 5 talents that can cook, clean, bake, this, that. No, just one. Then we have comparison with family background and lifestyle. What can you do if that is the particular one that is trapping you? Focus on your blessings. Keep a journal. Write down what makes your family special. Now, let me say this. Those of you that don't like your families, be careful. Some people are orphans, some people are motherless, some people are fatherless. Stop comparing and complaining about your parents. In fact, this is the moment where you want to turn to your mom and give her a big hug, or your daddy and say, I love you. Thank you so much for parenting me, even though I don't like it sometimes, the way you handle me, but I love you and I'm grateful for you. Celebrate your simplicity, okay? You know, whether it's, no matter how small, celebrate it, be grateful for it. Stop putting your neck out, looking at your neighbor. Hey, see what they are doing. They are always doing party. Hey, they are going out. They are traveling. Calm down and enjoy what you have now. Okay, make sure that even when you are connecting with your friends that are wealthier than you, or you feel their families are, you know, more interesting than yours, you're doing it with a plain heart. It's not just so that you can chill with the Johnsons. Finally, if you're comparing yourself with others, your friends, because of their relationship status and the attention they get from boys, what I want to remind you is, know your worth. How much are you? How much do you cost? Keep working on your value. Keep reminding yourself that if you don't have a relationship, in fact, why are you supposed to have a relationship? Unless you're ready to get married, which I know that 18 years old is not ready these days. 15 is not ready, 13 is not ready. So what? Do you know that those in relationship are suffering? Yes, they always tell me, I'm going through a lot. I feel like there's something on my neck. I feel choked. I feel, So please calm down. Know that you're going through the regular stage of life, which for now is your academics, your purpose, your life. Build your confidence. Invest in yourself. You're in the girls' hub. Be happy to be there. Learn from our classes. Interact with your sisters. Just enjoy your teenage. Enjoy it. Keep checking on yourself inside and say, look, is the way they are leaving me out affecting me? How? Why? Work on it. Deal with it. Remember, self-love is your responsibility. Self-care is your job. You must treat yourself kindly, nicely, and compassionately, regardless of what people think. Finally, just a last note of warning. Turn your comparison into inspiration. instead of comparing, be inspired. Turn appreciate compliments instead of competition. Let me say it this way: compliment instead of competing with them. Every time you see someone doing better than you, compliment them. Don't just go and start trying to compete with them. They are not noticing you. I hope you know that. They don't even know you are competing with them. So be quick to compliment. Number 3, focus on growing, not winning. I just want to do better than I did last year. I just want to do better than I did last term. Just keep on. Don't be driven by, I want to do better than her. I want to overtake her. Hey, I want to climb on top of her head. It's not necessary. Be vulnerable to your mentors. Yes, to your parents. Tell them how you feel, and they say, I don't feel so good. I feel left out. I feel ugly. I feel lonely. Be vulnerable. Share with them and do not hide from them so they can help you. We're stopping for today. I hope you have learned that this pink is as beautiful as these red bottles. This is the time when you get to invite your friends again, if you have not done so, to watch this series of the Heart-to-Heart Conversation with Ajajiwa and her girls. All my queen daughters, I love you so much. I appreciate you. Please keep sharing and help us get to 5,000 people before my birthday on the 9th of April.